Alright, so today is March 15, which means I need to make a garden update. And we're gonna start with the lettuce. Which is about to be ready to be harvested. Or not harvested, but to start trimming the leaves so that I can start eating it. At least the red onion. And over there we have the onion, white onion. And right here we have the lime tree, one of the 3 lime trees, which has been which has been having a lot of growth. And you know how it already had some fruit establishing? It's starting to put out new buds. So you know it's gonna flower again. Especially this side of the lime tree, which is barely starting to grow again because it's barely getting sun. Then we have this plant that I don't know the name of, but it's about to flower. And we have the other lime tree. My nopal, which is a type of cactus. I haven't watered it, so you know. But it's starting to put out new growth as well. I don't know if I should trim it or something. Or I should, you know, take it out or something, or leave it there. I'm still debating on it. Then this tree that I planted last month, which hasn't put out any growth, but at least it hasn't died. Then we have this avocado tree, which as you can see has put out a lot of growth. Then we have this lime tree, which is still flowering and is having new growth as well. And then the pomegranate has been producing like crazy because even though it's been producing for like maybe 2 months now, it's still flowering and putting out new buds. Everywhere you look, there's something to look at. It's crazy. I never thought it was gonna be this productive. Especially since it's not even a new tree, it's like a side shoot from another tree. I don't know if you would call it a side shoot because it came from the ground, but maybe it is a side shoot from my grandma's pomegranate tree. But I do have to restrain it back because it's coming all the way over here. And it needs to be more over there. But it grows like crazy, that's why it's going everywhere. And we also have the orange tree, which is probably the citrus, actually, it's the citrus tree that has put out more growth than any other citrus tree. Everywhere you look, and it's also putting out new buds. But it's crazy how much leaf growth it has put out. And I just realized I said citrus when it's citrus. So pardon me for that. And then here we have the pear tree that, if you remember correctly, I was planning on cutting it because it wasn't producing any leaves or pears or anything. But look at it. It had never put out new leaf growth this time around. It's very early for it because last year it put out new flowers in May, not in March. But as you can see, it's flowering and also putting out new growth, which is what I've been wanting since I bought it. Then we have the yellow popcorn and the strawberry popcorn. And I'm starting to think that the strawberry popcorn is not gonna get that tall, because the sweet yellow corn that I do have in another bed is growing it's already taller. Not way taller, but it's already a little bit taller. And I planted it like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after. So but as you can see right here, it's putting out a shoot right there, and then one right there. But that doesn't compare to this, which has also put out a side shoot. At least 4 plants here have a side shoot. And I think this damage that you see right here is from birds standing on it. Then we have this tree, which is starting to put out new leaves. And then also, this was the other tree that I wanted to take out because it wasn't producing anything. And it's already producing new leaves as well. It's a red apple tree. And here is the sweet yellow corn. And once I planted it, I was like, wait a second, I could have planted it both sides at the same time because they're the same variety. Because that other bed I did it differently because it was 2 different varieties. But here, it's the same variety. Why didn't I just plant both of them together? But you know, it is what it is. And this is the one that I was talking about that I think is growing taller than the other one. But I do think that these plants do get very tall. Then we have the mango tree, and there's like an habanero plant, I think, here, which grew by itself. I didn't plant it. Sometimes the things that you don't plant are the things that grow the best. So, you know, hopefully though, because I do love those peppers. And then the mango tree is starting to put out new growth, but also it's been flowering, and hopefully one of these fruits grow, because it'll be the first time that this mango tree produces. And it's the yellow kind of mango, you know, the long one, the skinny one, which is my favorite actually. I prefer it over the big one, the round one. And then we have a peach tree, which is full of greenery now. Looks quite nice. I'm not really sure if it's gonna mature or, you know, grow all the fruit that it try to put out, but hopefully it at least produces a few, like maybe 10. I'd be happy if it produces 10. Then we have the guava, which still has yellow leaves, which I don't know why that happens, but it's not the only guava in my town that has yellow leaves. Every guava that I see has them, so maybe it's normal. But it's still producing the buds, which are almost gonna open, maybe in between this video and the next one, which is gonna be in the beginning of April or at the end of March. Maybe they'll be open, but as you can see, there are a lot coming out. And then the avocado tree is also producing new leaves, but that's about it. And it's quite slower than the other one, which is quite weird because this one is way bigger. Maybe that's why. And then here we have zinnias, and sunflowers. And the fig tree has been busy putting out new leaves. As you can see, it's already full of leaves. So it's actually kind of hard to see where the fruit is. But they're actually buds, I think. Because I think that we eat the flower or something, I forgot. But it's producing a few already. But they're kind of hard to see. And I can't believe how big the leaves are. Ever since I was a kid, I was always fascinated by how big the fig tree leaves get. Oh, you can see fruit right there. And then we have this. Oh, there's a fruit ready. You didn't even see it. Oh, there, it's not ready. It's just purple from one side. Or is it ready? I can't tell. I don't know. I'll look at it later. No, I think it's still green from one side. I feel like I'm in a jungle right now. And this mango tree, I don't even want to show it anymore because even though it's producing a lot of flowers, none of it are turning into fruit. None of them. So, I'll just leave it there. I won't even show it anymore. This might be the last time I show it. And then we have the pepper plants, which I don't think they're growing at all. I think they're stunted. Might be because when I planted them, or when they germinated, it was still too cold. That one died, so there's nothing there. And then even the zucchini is growing very slowly. But the tomatoes are actually growing quite good. Quite well. And there I planted more corn, but it's gonna be like a rainbow corn, which grows here in Mexico. It was gifted to me by my aunt. And then we have the red onion, and then we have sunflowers that not all of them germinated, only a few of them germinated. Then we have myrcenias and basil, and a few peppers that are not doing that well. And over here we have the cilantro. And last but not least, in my backyard, we have this peach tree. And now on to my front yard. All the flowers are flowering a lot. That's my favorite one. And this tree, that's a fruit that grows in the wild here, is putting out new leaves. So that means that each and every single one of these type of trees in the wild are starting to put out new growth as well. Not only this one, because they're all synced up. They always put out leaves at the same time. I guess you could call it a type of berry. That one might be my favorite.